You have been the teacher and leader for these past weeks' work with the Polart project and the method of Truth Motherfucker. And this year we have been focusing on the staging process. Can you tell a little bit about the work you have done?
I have worked quite a lot with exercises, group dynamic, and to feel safe in the group and to be confident in your own body and how to use your body as a tool. Well, it's a lot of relaxation exercising, breathing exercises, to get in contact with within yourself. And it's both inner, standing up, just breathing, and be with your body, listen to your heartbeat, and to feel every cell in your body. And the next step, when you feel that, it's like to open up so the energy and your emotions can be transparent. But because to be an actor is to share. And sharing is very important because otherwise you look, as an audience, you might as well look at the film.
And in this specific method, it's built on the participants' own life stories. And also, as I understand, many people have maybe never stand on a stage before. What do you as a leader do to make them feel secure and safe to be able to do this work that you do?
First of all, I can take the process very quickly. I mean, the first thing is to understand that every person have a lot of experience within themselves. So the knowledge and experience that this person has experienced during his own or her own life is enough. Every person have a drama. Every person has something to tell. So what I encourage the participants in the group first is to understand that their story is worth telling. And then the next step is that they answer a lot of questions that I have pre-done. And I interview them so they understand the meaning of every question. And it's quite questions that are quite open. So they can write as much as they want and as little. And if they have never done any writing and they feel blocked, I interview them and then I write on the computer exactly what they say. So it's an interview-based. And the thing is to actually make them comfortable in telling their own life story. To make them feel comfortable, and then my story is worth to tell, and then I'm going to use my body to tell the story. And then it's the group, then it's reading in the group. Then they read to each other their life, and then we talk a little bit about their what they have written and what they tell about their life, and then I understand a little bit how their writing flow is, so I encourage them to write one piece of all these questions because everything is not being staged. But the staging, the exercises we work on is to actually train on to have an audience, to how do I direct, where is my focus, and all the time sharing, and to be relaxed in the body and let the emotions from the text grow naturally.
So when they feel safe and they have their story, when you're putting them on the stage and start working to putting something together, how can, like an example, how can that kind of work look? Like when you get on stage, are you going to put these stories to...
The staging is actually in our method quite decided of the leader. Like you and me, we had their materials. We knew what kind of topics they have from every person. And then you very quickly you try to make scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, 4, 5, 6, and you try to do the dramaturgy. Because you need a beginning and you need an end, and in the middle there it has to be a drama. So you try with that, and then you very quickly you try on the floor, on the stage with them, and you try things if it's working or not. And then the next step is to take in the director from Teatermaskinen, because the leaders of courses that we have, like me and Järva and Magan, that has worked with this method with different groups, then we have taken in Jonas for the last 2 or 3 days to look at the scenes, to actually connect their the different persons' stories to each other.
But it's also about sharing each other's stories, like even on stage, that you have talked about that you share your stories in a group, but on the stage, could I read your story, for example? Or is it that I only...
It's very, very important in this method that the students doesn't have to say that this is my story. Because sometimes people have been, experiencing rape, for example, and maybe they talk about the abusive family, and the family is coming and looking at the performance. So sometimes they don't want their story to be told by themselves. And then the other persons in the group can take one person's story and make a scene out of that. And you don't have to, you can be anonymous in this method also. And this is also a way for them to feel comfortable that I don't have to do it. But when I first meet them, I try to encourage them to do it. Because when they do it and they have told their story, they get a lot of power. Before you come to the stage, you have to have a group that is very, very comfortable together, and that they are not afraid of each other. So and also to understand that in this, for example, I told Lorenzo that because his character was quite hard and tough, and for him to understand that he's helping Olga with her story. So that is how they help each other by being a person that you need. So they don't think that they are them doing it. We work not to make somebody unique. We work that the performance should be a unique experience for the audience and to help each other.
But what do you think is an important quality in a leader to be able to lead this kind of work? If someone wants to do their own truth motherfucker work with a group, what do you think is the most important qualities in a leader to be able to?
The first thing is I think that you have to be really sincerely interested in the other person's life and the other person's goal of their life. And to be an interviewer is that you put all your attention to this person to try to I think listening, to have a sincere interest and to listen is the important thing. And not to be afraid, because sometimes they tell very hard stories and they cry and then they get sad, and then you comfort them and say it's okay. It's like to comfort whoever, your friend or whatever, but then to try to make them understand that we are going to make art out of this. This is not only a therapy session, this is also, we have a purpose. We are going to show other people, because your story, many people has experienced the same thing. To understand that this is not taboo to have this experience. We don't do fiction. In this method, we don't use fiction. We use the person's stories, and that can be tough in the beginning, but you have to be interested. It's very necessary that they, during the writing process, during the staging, that they can look a bit, they have to be in the process, but they also have to look at the process from outside and see.
Do you have any final thing you would like to share about this method?
Compared to the big city theaters or national theaters, then you can go out to the dressing room, 1 hour rest, and think about something else. When the other actors are, and then it's a little bell or somebody's calling, now you're on stage, you are on stage, So, but we don't work this way at all. We work very closely collective. So it's not one super actor and then the next one comes, because it's a whole team. The producer, you have been the producer here. Everybody is involved in and are interested in everything. So that's important. That we are doing this together.